Okay, just resuming right where we left off. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphan Last, and we are just basically talking about how to cr create perspective using a floor plan and all that good stuff. And so um, we talked about how to make delta or D, and one way to do it is basically what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now, which is just rotating a line from E, basically line AE, and just rotating it, and so we'd have D. Now another way to do this is you would use a compass. You'd use A as your center, and then E as your radius, and bring it down, and then this point would be D, where lowercase d would be. Okay, now the next step after all this is this. Okay, now this is pretty convoluted, or it looks really convoluted. Okay, so what we do is we grab our center of vision and we go ahead and carry it on up. We move it on up until it just, we just go ahead and carry it on up once we create a horizon line. Okay, we create our horizon line and we have HL. Okay, horizon line, and once we create our horizon line, we go ahead and we'll bring up our center of vision up to this point. Where our center of vision happens to collide into our horizon line, we label it CV for center of vision, and our center of vision will always be our 1-point perspective vanishing point. And earlier I said that in 1-point perspective, our planes for our cubes in 1-point perspective will be parallel to our picture plane. And that means that all the lines that recede off towards the vanishing point are basically at a right angle to our picture plane. Okay, and that's why the center of vision is our vanishing point. Now, let me go ahead and demonstrate this in another way. Okay, think of this as an aerial view. You're looking up at like from an airplane, looking down on a series of lines that are on the ground, and all of them are parallel. Okay, and let's say someone has their picture plane, and then they go ahead and lay it down on the ground so that you can see it, and they drew these lines as they saw them. Okay, what you would see is this. Okay, you'd see a series of lines that would be receding off towards a single point. Okay, and if we had, say, a square right here, like let's say a square or a rectangular plane right there, we would see another rectangular plane right here. And if they were to pick up their picture plane once again, so that it was so that we couldn't see it, this plane right here. Okay, first of all, this plane right here would look like this, and on here it would look like that. Now, when they would prop it back up again, we would see that this plane is parallel to this picture plane right here. Okay, when it's propped up from an aerial view. When they lay it down, when they lay their picture plane down, we would wind up seeing this plane appearing like this. Now, if let's say this were a cube or something, then we would wind up seeing something like that, okay, where it recedes off towards the vanishing point. And these lines that are receding off away from the picture plane right here, they are all at a right angle. Okay, so let me demonstrate this another way. If this line on this plane were to continue on forever, okay, just it continues on forever, where it intersects with these lines that are receding out away from the picture plane, that are going away from the picture plane, this is a right angle, this is a right angle, this is a right angle, this is another right angle, this is another right angle, this is another right angle. So therefore, if this line continued on forever, this would be a right angle, this one too, this one, this one, this one, they're all right angles. Okay, so that's all useful information to know. Alright, so now that we've gone ahead and visually described it rather than me just telling you that information. Let's go ahead and continue. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the PD prime and PD, and we're going to go ahead and carry them on up to this point and this point where it intersects with the horizon line, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create another ellipse, okay? And we're going to go ahead and do something like that, okay? And once we do that, grab it, press Shift, put it right into place. Grab this, press Shift, put it right into place, okay? And so we now know where our stationary position is, okay? So basically what we're doing is we're bringing up the stationary position. We're bringing up the stationary position up to this point right here, and we know where it needs to be based off of a perfect circle, perfect radius, basically, from PD and PD prime, okay? PD and PD prime. And so that's how we know that. Okay, once we go ahead and draw that, one second here, go ahead and draw a line right here and call it the ground line, GL, okay? Once you have GL established, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and carry this up, A, you're going to carry up the lines from A and carry up the lines from B, okay? Now, inside of the floor plan here, what we have is the top view. Top view. Okay, this is the top view. And this is the perspective view up here, okay? So this is the front of these cubes here, okay? So these are the tops, these are the fronts of the cubes. And so let me just go ahead and erase all that I did right there. Okay, so, all right. Now, these faces right here, they're parallel to the picture plane. A prime and B prime, we're calling the front of these faces up here A prime and B prime, capital A prime and B prime. Okay, these are called projectors because all the lines that go off towards the vanishing point, like these faces are projecting towards the vanishing point eventually. They're going to be used to project to it. All right, so once we have all that established with A prime and B prime, we are going to move on to the next step. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the faces, the points, the corners of these cubes that are closest to the vanishing point, and we're going to go ahead and carry them on towards the vanishing point. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And once you have that established, we're going to use PD, carry a line over from PD to A prime. Okay, A prime is this point. Okay, A prime. Okay, and then we're going to label this point B prime. Okay, B prime. All right. All right. So now notice this. Okay, this point right here is going to be C prime. Okay, C. All right, because we're making the top of the cube at this point. We're using our floor plan. We're making it work. Okay, so how do we find E? Well, what we would do is draw a line from PD prime over to B prime, and this would be E prime. For some reason I drew it down there, but that's wrong. Okay, so this is E prime right here, this point right here. So you would draw a line from here to here, and that would be E prime. Okay, now go ahead and, like earlier I told you how to make D, okay? Carry up this line all the way up here, and you'll have this point right here. Draw a line from PD down to D prime, and what you'll have is where it intersects, D prime intersects with this line from F leading towards the vanishing point here. This will be D prime right there. All right. Now this is a super complicated way of, and a super accurate way of doing it. It doesn't need to be this complicated. Please like, share, and subscribe, and join me in the next video.